What is a Suez Moment, and why would people like the Economist magazine be talking about it now, especially in the context of asking, is Ukraine going to lose in the war? Well, a Suez Moment is referring to the Suez Crisis of 1956. It is a story people tell about the end of empires. And that's what I've sort of explored a little bit, how good that is as a historical comparison, as a way of understanding what happens at the end of empires. I've explored that in my weekly Substack this week, the Burning Archive Substack, in a piece called Is Ukraine the West's Suez Moment? I'm Jeff Rich. This is the Burning Archive. I do videos about history, world affairs and culture. And I also write a weekly Substack newsletter, sort of essay every Saturday morning where I talk about a whole range of issues, how international affairs are developing, what's going on in our society and what's going on in the culture. It's pretty broad ranging, and I think if you find some of the content on my channel interesting, you might also want to check out that Substack. And this week's Substack really looks in some detail at this whole comparison between what's going on right now in Ukraine and the Suez Crisis in 1956. There are some similarities and there are some differences, and I have a look at that quite closely in the article, and on the basis of really good quality history by a historian, John Darwin, who looked at the history of empires and has written two classic books, in fact, on the history of the British Empire and how the world system that Britain developed really worked. And he has a whole chapter almost dedicated to what was going on in the Suez Crisis, which I explore a little bit more in the article. I highly recommend that you check it out. I think you'll find it explores a little bit why we suddenly hear people like The Economist saying this is a Suez moment, why that has such emotional resonance, especially for elites in Britain, because really the Suez Crisis was not the end of the British Empire. I mean, after all, Britain had lost India in 1947, lost India, and it was very much a second-tier player. But the thing about 1956 in the Suez Crisis is it was the end of Britain's plans, hopes, ambitions, really, to sort of be a peer power with the United States and with the Soviet Union. And is that really what's going on right now in Ukraine? I don't know if it really is. It does seem that perhaps the United States has overreached a little bit. It may well be that the image of the United States as the world power is going to be irretrievably damaged by a loss in Ukraine, let alone what's been going on in West Asia over the last 6 months or so. So in that ways, maybe it is an end of empire moment, but I think you'll find my discussion of what is similar and what is different about today's crisis with the Suez Crisis in 1956 instructive, and it sort of leads into some broader discussions about making historical comparisons and understanding geopolitics with the benefit of quality world history that I am going to share, insights about which I'm going to share with you in a new course. See the seeing the geopolitical world clearly with history, and there's information about that in the links below. Okay, I think I'll hop on next week and give you a quick debrief on what I've written on the Substack, and I will see you then. Bye.